time. Ladies and gentlemen, finally, we enter the land of Dawn for game number 2. Once more, AP Bren, everything on the line. They put it on the back of Barbiel, on the back of Leomord, as they pick this very niche hero to take us, hopefully, into game 3.
Wow, it's Sakura and Sasuke side by side.
Hey.
Woo. Wait. Anyway, look, for some reason, 12 Skirt has poked Okir really low.
Oh, sent him home.
No, straight up outpoked him. I think it'll be one of those strats where he just hugged the shrub and dished out his full combo with it. And I like how 12 Skirt's going for the low Yi this time around, really focusing on sustainability, has tenacity and Brave Smite too. Yeah. There's a tanky low Yi.
Yeah. Somehow they're managing the early game really well, the mid lane, even though I'm so used to seeing the Valiers really taking control of the mid lane whenever there's a chance. But now they somehow even things out, so it's probably going to be heavily based on what rotations are going to come out from both of these teams so far.
Bring it on, just to remind everyone, game 3, Liquid versus Onyx. Onyx was on the back foot.
Oh, yeah.
So it's possible that, maybe Omega watched that game and said, you know what, it's okay. We can take it slow. We'll find a clap back. They can diversion into our purple side brush. And then we'll take it, like, very similar to that play.
And it's not the AOG.
Oh, yeah, it'll
be the title strike.
It'll be a title strike into Tsunami Slam. Yeah, so I think Omega knows the limits of this hero in their lineup.
Yeah, Lewis gonna hit level 4 before Dare. I think they could get one aggro play in here. Just curtain call dive right now onto the members of AP Bren. They don't have the EXP going well for them.
But he already calls for Barbiel. There's the Phantom Steed forcing out the vengeance from Lewis. Was he still alive? And the first blood, it's Kekedot and no other. Jace Banks already done with his ultimate, and now it's Omega in full control, but Dare still decides to jump in, but Andoryu somehow still gets his way to secure the objective, and now 12 Skirt looking for the trades. There goes the Dark Wave knocking up Luis, and he gets to close in onto Gear, but there's a flicker, and now Dare will fall in the hands of Andoryu.
The rework on the passive of Suyo works so well for Andoryu. He is so self-aware, so alert as to how low his life is and how much damage is coming his way. He almost single-handedly made that all the more worth it for Omega.
Could have been a big win for AP Bren, but Omega held on long enough. Even though they were the ones able to get the turtle, it looked like AP Bren could walk away with more kills, but they were backing off at exactly the right time. And with James Banks already having used his Phantom Steed, Dare, even though he flickered forward and was jumping on 2-3 members of Omega, it was too risky for the Leomord to back him up at that time.
It feels like if Smart Omega actually get to prolong the fights a bit more, then you could feel the 10-second limit of the ultimate of the Phantom Steed right now. But speaking of, they try or they go for the surprise, and now Andoryu isn't able to extend that fight anymore.
All right. That's one time that maybe Andoryu was not aware. Again, I don't think they made that call. Divergent, and he was walking up to them.
Yeah, that was a great call. Again, we mentioned before that the low Yi for AP Bren doesn't always go so well, where it's rare for us to see aggressive, very proactive usages of the diversion from 12 Skirt's low Yi. But this time around, early on, before the 4-minute mark, we saw a very good play called there by 12 Skirt.
Yep. Redmar, he said, not this time. 3.5 minutes, that's all it takes. 3-man diversion into a kill.
Yeah, and that's aside the fact that they've managed the lane pretty well. So this might just be, alongside the Brave Smite, a much more aggressive form of 12 Skirt or approach in making use of the Lu Yi.
He's a changed man.
Maybe.
2 early kills, AP Bren up by about 500 gold. They are definitely in shape here to contest. And it looks like both junglers will take the closest buff first.
Yeah.
Orange for James, and then Andoryu for a purple, and then maybe it collapses into a straight-on conflict.
Yeah, well, we see a 5v5 because both gold laners are double laning right now in the mid lane. Are they going to go back to lane or fight? Jome is looking like he wants to go for a fight, while Shizo's waiting for his time. Diversion!
Oh, they go for a diversion. And right behind is James Pass, who goes in with the Phantom Steed once again. They gain the space, and now Sword Omega are running away, but Jome is waiting for the perfect time to go in. Heavy crossbow, and he slows down the members of AP Bren. And now Andoryu goes for the clapback. Jome chasing after every single member, and there's the flicker title strike coming in here from Super Yoshi as well, leading into a double kill for Andoryu.
3 for none. Omega does concede the turtle, but I'd say it's worth it.
Super Yoshi still had the ultimate. He held on to it all up until that very last pickoff. I thought he'd use that at some point middle of the fight, but no, Super Yoshi was waiting for his time with a flicker ultimate combo. Great response as well by Omega. Despite losing the turtle, they were forced back. Their formation broken by James Banks and Chovskirt, but then they held on. Jome could not be caught by AP Bren once he had the sprint and the heavy crossbow up. It was just him dealing all the damage and AP Bren struggling. You also see what a Curtain Call and Searing Torrent combination can do to the team fighting of AP Bren.
Oh, but do they know that Jome is there? They just surprised them in the left mid bush. Super Yoshi trying to run away, but that's 5 members of AP Bren eager to take down the mid lane turret. Andoryu trying to defend, and they successfully will, but they get the pick off on Jome.
Jome was defenseless. They folded that boy in half. He had no chance of surviving that diversion. And I was just about to say, Jome is behind about 1,000 gold from Shizo. Shizo's eating so much better.
AP Bren read the map correctly. They saw it, they thought, you know what, I think they're all going to be here. And somehow they were. A fantastic map read by AP Bren, no other way to put it. And again, coming from an abysmal game number 1 here in this game number 2, I very much appreciate more now the form of AP Bren.
Yeah, it seems like they're almost always prepared whenever they go for the diversions. James Banks is constantly part of, or if not the only one, to be sent out on the diversions. Okay, but now they're...
Do they know?
They're waiting?
At least they'll see Shizo. They need someone to clear.
Okay.
The middle menu wave, they have tabs on where Luis, Ukir, and Doryu are. And I think they already... AP Bren should be calling that the other shrubs closer to the turtle near the purple buff are covered. Oh, Chovskirt gets spotted, so he has to leave the position.
Oh, but the rest aren't just yet! Luis gets bursted down and they try to split the fight into 2. Luis is already out, but Jome already using the heavy crossbow as well. They already got 1 member down and they're still going at it. There's the Infernal Pursuit coming in from there, but Andoryu still secures the turtle. And now the members of AP Bren are low. They need to run away, but they're still going for it, but he fails.
A sacrificial play by Andoryu, held onto the turtle and then pulled the rest of AP Bren, whoever would bite, to the left. So the rest of Omega could back off. Jome here, 1v1 against Shizo!
No! Not anymore, because there were 2 members of AP Bren ready to help him at that moment. But James Banks!
He gets away!
He still gets away from that! Chovskirt here, trying to go for the counterplay. Andoryu running away too. And there's the glorious pathway. Kekedot really saved the day.
This low Yi play that AP Bren is playing around is catching Omega off guard. Good recovery by AP Bren because they lost that engagement for the 3rd turtle big time. They decided to full combo begin with the Leomord ultimate already, which I'm not the biggest fan of. I'd want Leomords to hold on to their ultimate up until middle of the team fight because you act as a sweeper. You don't want to be an initiator. But this is how AP Bren want to play. Fine. But they recovered again with them using the diversion to go the orange buff to make sure they get Jome.
Yeah, I was actually... that is also probably one of my biggest observations so far, is that the fight breaks out and then just a few moments after, the Phantom Steed's already done. So, like, AP Bren will need to look at other ways to provide damage when the fight gets extended.
Here's a beautiful thing about that right now, Brigida. After the patch, the cooldown and the duration of Phantom Steed got adjusted.
Yeah,
so you rarely feel that downtime, especially when Omega are on the back foot. Because when that happens, when you open Salvo with Phantom Steed and with the Glorious Pathway, Omega wants to back off.
Yep.
So after that, it's on cooldown. You can do it again.
So you just need to not allow smart Omega, or you just need to find the time to recover immediately, because it's something that AP Bren can actually do, which is probably one of the things they've been attempting to since earlier. It's more like it's the Glorious Pathway that gets them out of trouble whenever they need time, instead of it being the first thing you see whenever there is a team fight.
Yep, there's a chance that it even muddles each other. So Omega have to guess. Now, the Barangay starts the dance. The rest of AP Bren waiting, looking for the diversion play.
There's a diversion in the mid brush.
Oh God.
And now they get spotted. So now Omega knows all 5 members of AP Bren are within the area.
Yeah, they decided to go for the poke burst instead. They didn't want to hold it because there's a chance Omega would have checked that shrub anyway. Might as well that they get the first blast out. Well, AP Bren now have better positioning and hold into some key areas in this Lord. Middle shrubs held by them. Minion waves crashing in mid. 4 of them. I'd want to see them spread out their distribution a bit more. Maybe put the Phoveus or someone else in the pixel shrub. Ooh. James Bank's not here. They need to back off just a little bit, wait for the Leomord to get in the zone.
Yeah. And the diversion's there, it's up again, so they can also make use of that if they want to surround Smart Omega. Because Smart Omega, they're all just in this particular area. They're in the
orange buff.
They're in the same spot.
Go to the orange buff or the purple buff. One of those two.
Ooh, they're sending 3.
Oh, okay. They conceal, they look.
They
thought they'd be able to find more members. That was just an unfortunate read by AP Bren. Wasn't the right call. Now Omega have the key shrubs held in this Lord dance. Sorry, dance.
Things turned around so quickly. Now it's Smart Omega somehow in control.
Oh.
With just the amount of time that the diversion isn't available.
Can someone do something?
Lord currently approaching half health. What a dance this is!
Yeah, look at Jome's spot though. Really good one.
The patience?
Yeah, minion waves crashing on top for AP Bren. In bot for Omega. Who's gonna pull the trigger first? If I'm there, should be him. He cannot start it off with a flicker, Infernal Pursuit. James Pass, hold on to your ultimate a little bit longer. Maybe a diversion will do it.
Yeah. But they seem to be focusing on the middle lane for now. They reveal 2 members. Jom goes after Shizo, but he doesn't know that there were more members from the Bees waiting in that brush. And now he's the first to get eliminated alongside Shizo, though both gold laners are gone.
Yeah, risky play by Smart Omega, but they do get their man on the way out. It cost AP Bren quite a bit as well, but looking at the battle spells, I'd say AP Bren won.
Yeah, I'm starting to look if whether that was a wrong dash or Shizo had no options but to dash closer to where the other members of Omega are. I believe he was trying to dash away, but his dash went a little bit more forward, which puts him in range to get blasted by the Valier of Omega. Still, let's see if they can recover. Purify is a battle spell for him. If only he had the flicker, he could have gotten away much safer, but no point crying over it.
Trying to burst down Lewis. And there goes the glorious pathway as well, but Lewis is able to catch Kekedot, chase after them, and now they eliminate the high loss just as the dance is still continuing.
They are a man up. Smart Omega can do this.
Hail Mary.
Diversion to the back. Will they find Andoryu? They do! And Andoryu, though, will not go down without a fight. He secures the objective, but 3 members of the barangay are out.
And throughout the whole debacle, he walks away. He walks away, but AP Bren smell blood.
This buys time for Omega. Unless AP Bren are really going to call for it to end it, are they going to force it?
Andoryu from the side will attempt to clear the waves, but gets caught in the dispersion rotations. There are still minions alongside AP Bren, but the minions of the barangay have spawned as well, so that buys them more time.
Oh, looking at the aftermath of that fight, the Lord take and the eventual takedown on 3 members of Omega. AP Bren have cost them so much.
Andoryu has saved it for Omega. And now Omega has a chance after a massive loss like that, kill-wise, for them to actually break more turrets. Diversion to the back. You see Andoryu, he did get stunned, he did get caught, but there was a window, a pretty big one for him to just straight up press Retribution without a problem. Another fight!
2 members from AP Bren coming from behind, but Jom is the first to fall. Andoryu, will he be able to trade out for his team once again? Because Kekedot and Shizo are just chasing after every single one of them. And that's the Rhapsody taking out Lewis.
The side laners of Omega have fallen. It seems like the diversion are overloading the barangay. They're finding good positioning. They have the firepower. It's just almost impossible to respond to the flanking.
The duality vacuums of Chobe Skirt as well. We talked about the Searing Torrent of the Valier messing up the team fighting for AP Bren, but it seems like the sheer damage and crowd control output brought up by the Low Yeast passive and skill 1, skill 2 combo It's just too much right now for Omega. Every team fight that they're brought into. Jome has had a very bad game, 1 of 5 and 4, been dying a little bit too much, but it's because AP Bren have been doing a lot and focusing a lot onto taking that Irithel down. Without the Irithel, Omega's damage options are not that great.
But the Irithel too, like sometimes it's Jome who just puts himself in that position. He too is always on the lookout for a very valuable pickoff by himself.
Brigida, you know what hurts us the most? What we don't understand, what we don't know, what we can't see. And that's the reason why I think Jome has died 5 times this game. More than half of those, he walked unwittingly into a 3-man, 4-man gank from AP Bren, so that's the problem here. Omega don't have the resources to check bushes for free.
Yeah. It always has to be them going all in, going full commit. But just the same, AP Bren decides to commit onto Jome, also taking down Andoryu in the process. And there's a diversion to chase down Ukir, Luis, and Super Yoshi, who will barely make it out alive as they split into 2. And Super Yoshi gets to somehow run away, but not for long because Chomskirt's chasing after him.
He's doing it
again! It's only Luis alone in the base, defending against 4 members of the Bees, going into the siege, and he can only do so much because we are going to a game number 3.